Good evening, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and greeting from Washington, D.C. First of all, my sincere apology for not being able to join you all in person for the dinner hosted by my dear friend, Mr. Madhukar Jetli. I was unable to travel to India due to a prior commitment. I want to thank Mr. Jetli for inviting me to speak to this distinguished gathering of people who come from Uttar Pradesh, which includes several of my fellow UP Ratna Award honorees. So thank you, Mr. Jetli, for making this evening possible. You're also a big reason for all of us were able to come together this week to celebrate our common UP heritage and brainstorm how the diaspora can contribute to the development of the state. You nurtured the UP NRI department from the idea stage and lobbied hard for its creation. When it was finally created, you shepherded it by setting its goals and visions. UP Ratna Award, which I had the honor of receiving the other day, was also an idea that you incubated. Unfortunately, I was not able to travel to Agra for the UP Ratna NRI Day celebration and accept the award from Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav in person. But let me tell you this, and I'm sure most of my fellow honorees also felt the same. I was proud, but I was humble and honored. I've always believed that there is no bigger honor than the honor and recognition given to you by your own people. I said this in my brief acceptance speech, but let me restate it here. I have received many awards, but this award is extra special because it comes from my homeland, Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, where my journey began, it shaped my story and determined my destiny. I have been given 5 minutes to speak, so I'll finish my remarks with an observation and my foundation's plan to stay engaged and involved in the development of Uttar Pradesh. As a person who takes a lot of pride of being born in UP, who has lived most of his life in the United States of America, I'm really glad that the state has instituted a mechanism to engage the diaspora in a serious and meaningful way for the development of the state. I would be happy to be of any help, especially in one area that is close to my heart, education. I'm convinced the best way for Uttar Pradesh to realize its vast potential is by empowering people by education and economic mobility. Education empowers the mind, uplifts the soul. It is the gift that keeps on giving. It is a powerful equalizer opening doors to opportunity. Education propels the individual and moves the nations forward. Education is the best way that we can build an economy commensurate with the size and potential of the state. Speaking of our potential, just think about this. If UP was a nation, we would be the 5th largest nation in the world. However, UP's GDP is just $130 billion. Washington, D.C., the U.S. capital where I live and work, has an economy roughly the size of Uttar Pradesh. The population of Washington is less than 700,000. Indonesia, a country with a population that's comparable to UP, has a GDP of $900 billion. Even India, the 5 southern states, Andhra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Telangana, which together have a population of 250 million, just 50 million more than that of Uttar Pradesh, have a combined GDP of $400 billion. There is no question that we are punching way below our weight when it comes to economic development. This was not always the case. Until about 200 years ago, our region that was a key contributor to the global economy. It is time for us to recapture our place under the sun. And creating an NRI development and engaging the diaspora is a great first step. Uttar Pradesh has not been able to harness the power of the diaspora the way the states such as Gujarat and Kerala have been able to do. Non-resident Gujaratis and Keralites have made significant and sustainable contribution to the development of their states. So let us roll up our sleeves and step up to the plate. On my part, I've already made a commitment to support higher education in Uttar Pradesh. As a part of that, my foundation is contributing $2 million to Aligarh Muslim University for building a new school of management known as Frank and Debbie Islam School of Management with an emphasis on entrepreneurship and innovation. My wife Debbie and I see our contribution as an investment that will yield exponential returns on the future for thousands of people from Uttar Pradesh. I've also pledged to provide considerable financial support to develop a technical training school for women in Azamgarh so that they can be empowered through higher education. In future, I intend to support more such educational initiatives in the state. In closing, I want to say this again. I feel a strong connection to the past and the future of UP. Because of this, I have a sense of cautious optimism that all of us who are linked by common goals and common cause and common commitment and bonded by our shared history, shared heritage, and shared background can make a positive and meaningful difference by working together. So once again, I want to thank Mr. Jaitley for his leadership and service to Uttar Pradesh and India. Mr. Jaitley, you inspire all of us to do well, but to do good. I truly hope your vision for the UP NRI department will be realized. Let us commit ourselves to do everything in our power to work for the development of the state. The need is great, the stage is ours, and the time is now. All of us should be reminded and guided by the words of President John F. Kennedy, who said, "To whom much is given, much is expected." With that thought and spirit in mind, let us extend our help, our hope, our hand, and our heart to the people of Uttar Pradesh so they can move up the ladders of success. When they succeed, all of us succeed, India succeeds, and the world succeeds. I wish you all the best. God bless you all, and good night.